No, I did not. You're just trying to start something. I did not just curse at you.
You said I'm trying to start something, girl. Who you talking to?
Look
Who
at you.
is
You're being rude right now. I'm not even being
you?
rude
Who
to you.
are
You've
you?
been rude all morning. I haven't even been
I
rude
have
to you.
my level best. I've tried my level best. And then she just had the nerve to say I've been rude all morning.
Okay, what I want to say to the court is how y'all just go off of what some lawyer saying. You ain't asked me not one question. You ain't
Oh, I
asked me
did.
nothing. You ain't asked me
First of
nothing.
all, lower your voice because you're yelling at me.
Because
Second
you
of
sitting
all,
here trying to make it just off of what a lawyer said.
first of
I
all,
was
you're
never
yelling at me,
disrespecting
and
him.
I'm not going to allow that. You are going to get locked up. Now, it's
That's
not
your
even
goal anyways.
not
That's your
even
game plan anyways.
necessary. You don't know what my game plan is. You don't know anything about me. You don't know anything about me.
Good morning, everybody. The Irish Demon here, back with another video. Now, this one is brought to you by our good friends over at Time Served. Now, of all the judges in all the land to start cussing out, Judge Bryant is definitely not the one. But this lady pushes all of her buttons, and I'm actually surprised that Judge Bryant was able to keep her composure so well. Before we get stuck into the video, guys, I just want to bring your attention to a GoFundMe. That is for my good friend and fellow YouTuber, The Triggered Limey. He's still currently in a critical condition in hospital, and we all hope that he'll make a full recovery. So we set up this GoFundMe, it's linked down below, and that is to go to help his family and to help himself when he recovers. Now, I made a promise on his behalf last night in a live stream. I'm going to get myself a little lime tattoo, and he's going to get a tattoo of a shamrock on his arse once he wakes up. So please check that out down below, and any support you can give would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much, and on with the video.
So I had an opportunity. I was trying to figure out, after you said you were appointed counsel, I was trying to figure out why you would have been appointed, because we have, defender's office. And so that's why I went in to speak with Ms. Stevenson. And then she brought it back to my remembrance. So I'm getting ready to say this to Ms. Urell. You're going to find yourself in a situation where you're going to be representing yourself, because Mr. Pernicano is the second lawyer that I've had appointed to you. Miss Urell, I need you to look at me, because you're looking up in the ceiling. So this Mr. Pernicano is the second lawyer that I've had appointed to you. And the only way that we do apple picking when it comes to picking lawyers is when we hire our own lawyers. So when you hire your own lawyer, then you get to decide what lawyer you want. You get your lawyer of your choosing. And then I was reminded that your mouth was foul when it came to your lawyer. And people don't have to put up with people being disrespectful and rude and whatever. Again, you're looking up in the ceiling. And I'm trying to be patient this morning.
Fasten your seatbelt.
People don't have to put up with being cursed at when they're trying to represent you. People don't. And I think you just cursed at me because I'm good at reading.
No, I did not. You're just trying to start something. I did not just curse at you.
You said I'm trying to start something, girl. Who you talking to?
Look at you. You're being rude right now. I'm not even being rude to you. You've been rude all morning. I haven't even been rude to you.
My level best. I've tried my level best. And then she just had the nerve to say I've been rude all morning. She just said I've been rude all morning. I mean, that is so hilariously funny. I can't even put that to words. So what I'm going to do is this. We're going to all just come on in downtown. And then I won't even have to read lips. I won't have to. I mean, I've literally not. She said I've been rude all morning. I've literally not said anything about the fact
I just tell you what you said.
I I've literally not said anything about the fact that Miss Urell is like literally in the bed. I've not even addressed the fact that she's in the bed, and she said I've been rude all morning. And then thankfully, I don't care if you're sitting up. It is inappropriate to come to court sitting up, laying down, sitting over the bed. I don't care if you're sitting up. I know you're sitting up. I can clearly see with my eyes that you are sitting up, because contrary to popular to your belief, because not popular to belief, I'm very intelligent. I can see that you're sitting up in the bed. What I also know is that you have been rude, and you cannot maintain a lawyer. I'm not inclined. So here's the situation we find ourselves in right now as you keep on talking, right? And the only reason that we can't hear you and it's not a disruption currently to the record is because you were on mute, and in this moment the court is not going to allow you to unmute yourself. So here's the situation. I don't have to keep giving you a lawyer. You're confused in your thinking. I have given you 2 lawyers free. I've given them to you. I've provided them as according to what the law requires. And this is the second lawyer that the court has provided for you that wants to withdraw. It's the second lawyer. So here's the situation. I'm going to allow counsel to withdraw. And then Miss Urell is going to have to try to get her some more counsel. Miss Urell is going to have to get her own counsel, or Miss Urell is going to have to represent herself. I will talk to the Michigan Indigent Defense Counsel office and see if they're willing to appoint one more lawyer for Miss Urell. And I believe the answer may be no, because what we're not going to do is keep appointing lawyers for Miss Urell to curse out or be rude to, or decide that she knows best on how to do the case. That sounds like Miss Urell needs to represent herself because she believes that she knows best how to do that. So we're going to come in person. Mr. Flanagan, we'll talk about it after the docket, but Ms. Urell needs to try to see if she can hire her own lawyer. If the MIDC appoints another lawyer to this case, and let me just let the record reflect. I know it can only be reflected in the video as opposed to in the verbal record, because Ms. Urell is on mute. She is slamming her hands together. She is continuously talking while the court is talking. She is slamming her hands together. She now has her hands on her head, and it's just inappropriate. So we're going to come in person in 2 weeks, and we're going to see if we can get another lawyer to do the case. And if not, that's fine too. Ms. Urell, today is January 17th. We're going to come January 31st in person. So we're going to set this in person at 9:02. Counsel, you are let the record reflect that Ms. Urell does have her hand up, and I am going to allow for her to unmute, but I'm going to state in advance and for the record that if you are rude, if you are yelling, if you are anything other than, and then let the record reflect that she is also sent directly to me, which is inappropriate, right? She has sent a chat saying, so I'm trying to figure out, you just not go let me say none, N-U-N.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Emily Bronte.
So that's what's in the chat. So let me just indicate for the record, that is inappropriate to say to the judge. That's it's disrespectful. And if that's how you're going to talk to me when I unmute you, I'm going to immediately mute you back. And then it appears that we might need to submit the matter for a competency evaluation. But I'm going to allow you to unmute, and you're going to be respectful to me, or I'm going to mute you back. And there's nothing funny going on in my courtroom. There's nothing funny. So again, if we're not going to be respectful, then we're going to go back on mute. Okay, so you can unmute yourself, Miss Urel.
I could talk now.
Miss Urel, what do you want to
I
say
just
to the
asked, could
court?
I speak, and you just looked around and didn't say anything.
Miss Urel, what do you want to say to the court? This is my last time asking you.
Okay, what I want to say to the court is, how y'all just go off of what some lawyer saying? You ain't asked me not one question. You ain't asked me nothing. You ain't asked me nothing.
First of all, lower your voice because you're yelling at me.
Because you sitting here trying to make it just off of what a lawyer said.
First of all,
I was
you're
never
yelling at me,
him.
and I'm not going to allow that. Second of all, I specifically said, so let's rewind.
No, I know exactly what you said.
Because your memory is failing you, and let the record reflect that I've muted Ms. Urel. So when counsel asked to withdraw, I specifically said, Ms. Urel, do you agree with that assessment? So you said, I didn't ask you nothing. You said, I'm just going by what some lawyer said. And when counsel asked to withdraw, I specifically said, Ms. Urel, do you agree with that assessment? And then Ms. Urel said, I guess so. That's what Ms. Urel said. So let the record be clear that I, in fact, asked Ms. Urel if she agreed with the assessment. So I'm going to go ahead and set the matter for January the 31st for a final pretrial conference. It is in person at 9:02. We are going to contact the Michigan Indigent Defense Council to see if they will appoint a third lawyer for Ms. Urel. This will be the third and final lawyer appointed. If this relationship does not work out for Ms. Urel, then we are going to, let me disable the chat because Ms. Urel continues to speak to me in the chat, which is inappropriate.
I think I speak for everybody when I say I cannot wait to see what this literary masterpiece is going to be.
So I'm going to disable the chat. And then we are going to, Ms. Urel, if you would stop yelling, if you would pay attention, then I would take you off mute. But like literally right now, you're yelling, literally. And the only reason that we can't hear is because you're off mute. Now, what I'm going to do, let me just read for the record what she sent to me directly in the chat, which was inappropriate. Can you let me know if you're going to lock me? Let the record reflect that she's clearly, like, she's, even in this moment when I'm trying to read what she wrote in the chat, she's literally yelling. But the only reason we can't hear her is because she's on mute. So she chatted me, and Madam Prosecutor, and her chat says, can you let me know if you're going to lock me up? No, Okay. No, KNOW. So I can get my babysitter in order. Now, what's interesting to me is that I've not said anything about locking anybody up. We're coming in like I'm literally trying to get Miss well, let me say this to you. So you can unmute, because what's going to happen is if you keep cursing at me, that what's going to happen is you are going to get locked up. Now, it's
That's
not
your goal anyways. That's your game plan anyways.
necessary. You don't know what my game plan is. You don't know anything about me. You don't know anything about me. So we're going to come in person January 31st at 9:02. We're going to contact the Michigan Indigent Defense Council, and we're also going to order a competency evaluation. So this is third lawyer. January 31st at 9:02 in person.
Now, how she didn't get the whole wrath and full contempt, I will never know. But anyway, folks, I really hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure and hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe. Consider becoming a channel member, a Patreon, or leaving a tip in the PayPal tip jar down below. Also, make sure and go check out my good friend Time Served at the link also in the description. Sláinte.